But then again, we want to look at the matter of state governments owing retirees pensions and gratuities about 790 billion naira.
That's huge.
That's where we'll begin from. At least 21 states of the Federation owe retirees 790 billion naira inherited pensions and gratuities. Now, with Rivers State coming first on the list with a debt of 119 billion, Benue State comes second with 100 billion naira. Reports also show that only Kaduna and Kebbi states are up to date in the payment of pensions and gratuities to their retirees, while for other states the debt has now been accumulated by successive governments. It's a really sad one there, if I must say, Ibrahim. Kwara State is said to be up to date, right? Benue State, they said there are no figures to that. Ekiti State has about 40 billion naira outstanding in gratuities, 5 months of pension arrears. Ogun State, the government is said to owe about 64 billion naira. For Osun State, we have 50 billion naira, and Oyo State has 36 billion naira, and Lagos, 10 billion naira. And checks reveal that no fewer than 10,000 retired civil servants are yet to receive their pension rights worth the 10 billion naira that I mentioned earlier. But the state is said to have disbursed about 52 billion naira to pensioners in the state civil service as from 2019 till date. We see some measures being put in place there by Lagos State. And then we have Rivers State having 119 billion naira. And it spans between 2003 to 2023. That's about 20 years. One will wonder how these persons have survived all these years. Some of them would have died in the process of waiting to receive their pensions, gratuities, and the like. Cross River has 24 billion naira outstanding, and it's said to be before 2023. It's said to have been paid until 2012, and his successor, that's the successor of Governor Leah Limoke, paid until 2012. Ben Ayade, his successor, also paid until 2014. Now, the current governor has indicated preparedness to offset the amount before end of 2023. We are hoping that he will do that to, just help these people who have found themselves in this really sad development.
Very much something to worry about, because oftentimes we talk about the government who are there for, to help the people to get better. And when you have put your life, in serving your country, in
your active years,
days where you feel when you get to a certain age in your life, then you sit back, you enjoy the dividends of your labor over the years, and then you've been denied the fruits of your labor. I think there was a time we were having a debate of lawmakers who are also seeking life pensions, and even some governors who left being governor to become senators, and they're still receiving their pensions and all of that, and it never failed. So why should people who are ordinary Nigerians, who are patriotic in working for the country, be denied, this fruit? The essence of paying them pensions is to provide financial support, security to individuals who have retired their careers or no longer able to work due to age and disability. And we saw some of these pictures of, some who are already poverty-ridden, and it would be as if they never worked in their youthful age. And some of them are disabled, some of them are having impairments, here and there, and they need money. They need money to treat themselves. So it's so sad. I was having a colleague with one of my a conversation with one of our colleagues that left, said, we're not working in Nigeria. What we are experiencing in Nigeria is not really, what we should be experiencing. I work 5 days and I take some rest for 5 days, and you have time to plan for your old age. And then what are our National Nigeria Labour Congress, what are they fighting for? What are the NUP fighting for? All the labor unions, what are they fighting for? Rather, they are they're getting involved in politics. Speak to the issues, fight for the right of the masses, that at the end of the day, they will benefit the dividends of democracy.
They will tell you wage increment is a way of fighting.
And you know how strong they are in South Africa. Government can't do anything without making recourse to what the reaction will be, and counter reaction will be from the labor union.
Yeah.
So I think these are some of the things. These are some of the fights that we should be seeing them fighting. Majority of us, we have got parents, we've got families who are pensioners, who are supposed to be reaping from their hardened labor that they did over the years. It's really so sad if we're having states owing pensioners. It's not something to always.
This is why some persons who say they can't be patriotic to the government or the cause of Nigeria, and that they'd rather leave the country to get a job. You were talking about a colleague or a former colleague of ours who got a job outside the country, and he's talking about the conditions of service as it is, and it's quite saddening that we are not looking in the direction of what kind of legacy or what kind of impact these issues are having on the younger generation who see their parents go through this pain and decide that, why should I give my all to the government? Why should I give my active years to the government when I know that the times when I'll need the government to sustain me or repay me for all of my service to them, government is nowhere to be found. And the state government is supposed to be the closest to the people, so to speak, aside a local government, as it is being reported. And then we are seeing all of these things. You now wonder, okay, so the allocations for all of this, where has it been over the years? Where did you channel them to? Is it time to start asking questions? Who are those are we to be holding responsible for not paying these people their monies? What is going on? We need to understand there has to be some level of transparency with regards to these issues. Because we recall there's been stories around where we hear these persons, protesting and some falling down, dying in the process of protesting to receive their pensions and gratuities. And here we are again with this huge burden of 790 billion naira.
And the icing of the cake for them is the fact that after the fuel subsidy removal, the global shock in the price of crude oil and all of that is also they're reeling from the impact of it. These people who, not just the elderly, not just the senior citizens, also regular a man on the street is also,
But yes, you can only imagine the impact on them, especially if they do not have children who could help them cushion the effect of all of this.
That is even when their children are employed.
Right.
Gainfully employed.
Or employable.
Because that's why you see some of them, after doing what they've done, over the years, they still go on the streets, begging, for alms, and it's really, really a sorry state. So I feel,
in fact, it's even, taking this conversation a step further, you hear some children saying that it is wrong for their parents to be depending on them for one thing or the other because they have a responsibility to handle. Why are their parents seeing them as retirement benefits at the end of the day? These are the issues. Why parents, begin to see their children as retirement benefits, what people they can depend on after they retire, because they are not getting their pensions and gratuities as it is. But we hope that the various state governments that are still owing these persons will do the needful.
Will have the fear of God and do the needful.
Right? It takes the fear of God
to do the right thing.